YouTube. This is Ant the Trucker, and I was just gonna give you guys a rundown of Trans Am orientation because I just recently finished it. Um, I also recently just graduated CDL school about I, about a month and a half, 2 months ago, on the 29th of May, 2020, and took me about a month to get into this school, choose this one. The reason I went with this one is because my driving record. I've only had my license for about 5 years, and most of these companies go back 5 years. So I didn't know I wanted to be a trucker when I was 18 years old, out there young and reckless, driving real quick, speed racing. when you got when you first get your license, that's how a lot of people are. I assume, I don't know. That could just be me, but yeah. So started orientation on a Monday. That's how they do it. It's a 7 day. They call it a 7 day intense training. It's not that intense. Don't let nobody fool you. But the first day we go in. Oh no, let me backtrack a little bit. I got flown out. I'm in the Tampa. I'm in Tampa currently. I went to the Tampa orientation, but I stay about 3 hours away from Tampa, 3.5 hours. And instead of them giving me a bus to come out here, they flew me out here. And now it wasn't just from where I stayed to here. They flew me to Baltimore, which is like 2.5 hours plane ride to Baltimore, and then they flew me back to Tampa. So it was a little extra, but it's all right with me. I haven't been on an airplane in a couple years, and I kind of wanted to experience that again, But not gonna lie, it's not what I remembered as a kid. It was just annoying to me, but you know. So I did that. Showed up on a Sunday night. They put me in a hotel, sleep in, and woke up in that morning. We had to be ready by 7 o'clock for the bus to come, or the shuttle, whatever you want to call it. It was a van. He came, picked us up. It was only about 9 of us. So it was pretty good, pretty small class in comparison, I've heard. Um, so he picked us up. We went to the school, or the orientation area. It's basically a yard terminal, whatever they want to call it. There's trucks there. There's trailers. Some are loaded. Some are empty. And then there's a 5 bay mechanic garage and whatnot. So I seen a lot of trucks coming in and out that. So it kind of had me a little worried about it, because I'm like, dang, it's a lot of cars or trucks having to get maintenance work done on them. So I don't know, but so the first day we get there, um, we sign a couple little papers, take us in for the drug test, go do that. It's a piss test, by the way, if you don't already know. It's not a hair follicle or nothing like that. So, you know, um, we did that. After that, got finished, went back, signed a lot more papers, and he went over, the basics of the company, just a little bit, the instructor. And after that, we ate lunch. What they gave us? They gave us Papa John's the first day, and yeah, and then we just basically went back to just learning a little more about the company, and so we left. After that, he took us back to the hotel, stay at the hotel. And by the way, it's from 7 to. It's basically you're getting picked up at 7 o'clock, and then you're back at the hotel by like 4:30 because it ends at around 4. So we get back to the hotel, and and then we go back again the next day, 7 o'clock sharp, early in the morning. And then we learned about the Garmin system, which is basically the ELD, the electronic logging device that they use, and you just have to type in, you arrived at the shipper, or like before you do that, you got to commit to the load. You got to type that in. You got to do pre-trips. It's everything is included on that. And I'm not gonna lie, it seemed like a lot, um, but from my experience, working jobs, it always seems like a lot in the beginning, and it just comes with repetition, doing the same shit over and over and over again. That you'll learn. It's gonna become not that much at the end of the day. So yeah, we learned that. Ate lunch again. They gave us firehouse subs, and and then we went right back to learning about the logs and stuff like that. Then the next day we come in, it wasn't class. They took us out to the yard. When we went to the yard, uh, they had us, what they had us do. They had us do a 90 degrees alley dock. Well, they called it 45 degrees because you got to set up at a 45-degree angle, and basically to replicate, pulling up at a shipper, or receiver, or a truck stop, or anything like that. So he had us all do that, and it was 9 of us, like I said, and we only had one truck. Like, thank God, because like I said, they had. I've heard these classes were 20 people, and I couldn't imagine having to go through 20 people and whatnot. Because I only got into the truck one time that first day, and a lot of people, mostly everybody only got one time to get into the truck that day. So I was already not used to that because my CDL school only had 3 students in my class, and we had 4 trucks. So we were always in the truck, practicing and whatnot. So after we got that a little down, we came in the next day, and they had us do an angle park and whatnot. I guess to replicate how the truck stops are, because a lot of truck stops aren't like straight back. It's everything's parked at like an angle and whatnot. So we had to do that, which was a little bit harder. But he was saying if you can do this, you can basically do a lot of different maneuvers if you can figure out how to do this one. So we did that. Most of us got it. Um, let's see, and then so what is that, Thursday? So Friday we come in, and Friday we didn't do nothing. We literally we had to sit down and we watched the other class, the class that came in, the experienced drivers. They came in. I'm not gonna lie, they didn't look experienced at all. Like a handful of them looked a little experienced, but to be already on the road and things like that, it was kind of embarrassing, in my opinion. But we watched them, went to lunch, and after lunch we didn't do nothing. Like it was a lot of sitting around because they were handling those drivers and getting them into trucks and whatnot. And so Saturday we came back, and we did the angle backing again. Um, Basically got that almost down, and then we went to lunch and then came back and then did a little bit more. And then today, Sunday, we go to the course again, and he had us finish the people that didn't get the angle dock. He or yeah, the angle park. He had did do it again and make sure we got it, and then after that, we ended up doing the 90 degrees alley dock again, and everybody ran through that. It was real quick today because everybody basically got it. We've been doing it over and over again. We should get it. So after we did that, we went back to the class, and he basically went down the names of the list and was asking us, well, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna be a company driver? Are we gonna be a lease driver? And came down to me, and honestly, I wanted to be company this whole entire time, but he kind of talked me into it. Gave me gave us a little gems on how to become successful or be successful as a lease driver, and what to look out for, how to manipulate the clock and just work around it, but still be legal, things like that. So we ended up doing that, and yeah, and I chose lease. You know, and in my opinion, you got to take risks. If you go in, you try to get your hand held and just try to play as safe as possible and stuff like that, you're gonna get the minimum rewards, in my opinion. Like, or you could be successful. Don't get me wrong, but leasing, you have the potential to get the most money, and that's what I'm in for. I'm in it for the most part. I'm also trying to travel the United States. I want to see different things, meet new people, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I'm in it for the money. I'm trying to get my own truck, so I ended up going lease, and yeah, so they put us back in the hotel after we made our decision, and they should be calling me around 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, and I'll be headed back to the yard, pick my truck out, and then I'll be on the road. So yeah, I just started up this YouTube channel to basically give you guys information, because I did a lot of research, whole lot of research. I've been obsessing over this trucking thing this past 7 months, and I see a lot of bad things about this lease thing, but also I see a lot of bad things about this company